Hi, today we're doing Art Vista training on 3rd grade Set C foil figures. So for this project, it's really fun and the kids love it. There's a little bit of preparation for you before you go into the classroom. We need to cut some pieces of foil. It's pretty easy to do. You can just take the foil home and do it the night before if you'd like. I'll show you how to do that. And then also when you go into the classroom, there's a lot of supplies to bring, so you might like to put them all on a rolling cart and bring them to the classroom that way. There's several bins full of decorative foil and yarn and pipe cleaners and all kinds of things that the kids will use to decorate their foil figures. So you'll need to bring quite a few things to the classroom, but like I said, it's really fun. So before you go into the classroom, like I said, this can be done the morning before or perhaps the night before. We use this large size foil, the extra long foil, and the instructions call for a piece of foil that is 6 inches long. So every child in the classroom will get one piece that is this 6-inch long, and then also 2 smaller pieces. So the smaller pieces are made by taking this piece of foil and cutting it in half, so you get this size. And the exact sizes are 6 by 18 and then 6 by 9. So every child gets one 6 by 18 and 2 6 by 9s. So I always recommend when you're cutting the foil, just cut 60 pieces this size, the 6 by 18. So just take 6 inches out of your foil thing. So you need 60 of these pieces. And then you take 30 of them and cut them in half so that you have enough for every child. 30 large pieces and 60 small pieces. So you would just get all this foil, bring it to the classroom along with your bins full of supplies. So here you can see this bin is full of different kinds of yarn that can be used for hair for your figures. Pipe cleaners work really well because they can wrap them around for clothes or for hair or whatever they'd like. There's also things like these little pom-poms that they can use as buttons or eyeballs or whatever they like. And there's
foil and ribbon behind you.
Rick-rack. And then even more things here. Some fun little decorations that you can stick on hair flowers. This is really cool. This is foil paper, so they can just cut this out with the scissors they have in their desk and make clothing out of it. There's also feathers. They can use that for hair or whatever their creative minds come up with. And then also you should have available double stick tape, and that's available in these bins. So when you get the bins out of the 3rd grade area, you'll see double stick tape. They can use that to stick on the foil paper, or also tacky glue works to stick things onto their foil figures. If things aren't sticking or if they need extra help, you can bring, these are some more decorations, ribbons and things. But if things aren't sticking well, you can bring this bin of hot glue guns. So the hot gluing is always done by the parent helpers. We don't want the kids using it because they can burn their fingers. But you can have a station set up at an extra table in the classroom. That's the hot glue gun table. Also, all these supplies should be laid out on the extra table or some space in the classroom. The best way to have the kids come and select the supplies that they're going to need is by having each kid either get a lunch tray like this, or there's these cardboard little plates. And then they can come to the table and grab, cut some length of yarn that they're going to need, take whatever other samples and things, and put them in their little to-go pile, and take it back to their classroom where they can work on their foil figures. So you'll want to bring these little containers, one for every child, all the supplies. Also, there's this bin of black foam core bases. And these are the bases that the foil figures will be mounted on. And the way that they're mounted is by using the hot glue. So you will need that hot glue station no matter what to mount every little foil figure onto the kid's base. It's also important to note that right then in the classroom when you're doing the project, you can have the art show labels ready. They come in these sheets of 12 up on a page, so you just cut them out of here and glue them onto the foil base, or the black foam core bases. So let's look at that. This just gets glue sticked on here, and then the foil figure will be glued on, mounted with the glue guns. So here is a name for the child's name, place for the child's name, teacher's name, and then also it's nice to have the child name their foil figure. So whether it's a superhero or a soccer player, if they write the title of what it is, it helps the people in the art show to really get a sense of what the child was going for. So it's important to bring the black bases and the art show tags. They can be applied at a later date. You can just write the child's name on the bottom of the black foam core in pencil. But if you can just get it all done that day and all glued up and ready to go, then you're ahead of the game, because all these will be displayed in the art show. So let's look at, I'm going to show you a demonstration of how the child will create their foil figure. And the way to do this is step by step, where you show the children in the classroom all at the same time how to do it, and you walk through step by step until they have their figure created. And at that point, it's up to them to decorate it and create whatever kind of character they want. But it's important to go step by step and make sure every child has done each step before you move on to the next. So this is how you'll demonstrate it. So at this point, every child has one large piece of foil and two small pieces of foil. And this has been pre-cut, and you can have your helpers dole out all the different pieces to the kids, so everybody has this at their place to start with. The first thing that you do, and it's outlined in the instructions as well for the project. Right, every Art Vista project has this description page, so it is good to read through this to show how the step-by-step instructions to give the kids. But I'll show it to you here. The first thing that you do is they take this large piece of foil and they just sort of roll it or fold it in about a 1-inch length there. So it's about 1 inch, and then it's 18 inches long, as you know. So have every child take their long piece and do that with it. They can kind of fold it, but not too tight yet. At this point, they fold it in half to make a V. So show the children, bend your piece in half to make, it's in this case an upside down V. Now about 1 inch from the top, have everybody kind of squeeze it, and then they do one twist. So this is what's the head of the foil figure. This is going to be the body. So one twist, and then at this point they can put it down. Now we take one of the small pieces, and these are going to be the arms. So have the children do the same thing they did with the other piece. Roll it up in a little bit less than 1 inch in this case. This is about 1.5 inches. And then they take the arms and put them there inside the body, the V. Again, they squeeze underneath the arms and twist. So it almost looks like you have legs and an arms now, but these are not the legs. You'll see what we're going to do next is they take the next piece of foil, do the same thing they did with the last one, and roll it up in about a 1/2 inch distance there, and then they put these in the same body, and you do the squeeze down below, twist like we have always, and then this kind of folds up, and the kids kind of think it's funny, but I say this is kind of like their butt. So, and then the legs can fold down to form the human body figure. So at this point you have all the main folding done, and this is what they start with, and you're going to encourage the kids to maybe they're making, like I said, a soccer player would be running, so you try to imagine what the arms would look like and the legs, what shape they'd be if it was a soccer player. Or maybe it's a ballerina, would be standing on one leg with one leg in the air. But you try to give them some examples. Of course, the wrists might be a little skinnier. Just give them some ideas on ways to kind of customize it. At this point, they will now put it down on their desk and go to the table that has all the different decoration items. Pick the things that they're going to want to decorate. They may have an idea, I want blonde hair or black hair on mine, so they'll take yellow yarn or black yarn or whatever. So have them kind of visualize what they want, and then they go up to the table with everything. Take everything they need, bring it back to their table. At the table, they should have the double-sided tape and the tacky glue. Here's the tacky glue. The tacky glue actually works pretty well to stick things on. It's a little bit better than school glue or Elmer's glue for that. When they have completely decorated it, and it does take time, you want to give the kids as much time as possible. An hour and a half is better, because they get really into the decorating process, and it does take time to get all the details down. And then here, let's look at some of the samples, the final samples. So this one here is called Turtle Man. So he has a T on there. It has all different colors of foil paper and pipe cleaners, green and blue, and then some kind of weapon here, it looks like. This one is Iron Man. So on this one, they have him kind of floating or flying through the air, so he's mounted onto the board with pipe cleaners. So he looks like he's literally floating or flying. This one is Hula Girl. So again, lots of colorful decoration to make beautiful hula girl. Even the flowers worked out really well for her. This one is Harry Potter. Here we have Nightwing. So this looks like a ninja. So you can see the kids get very creative with these, and they come out just adorable. The kids really enjoy doing it. Here's a gymnast, and she's kind of balancing on one leg. And finally, basketball player with even a basketball hoop. So some really good design. And you can also bring this little wood figure into the classroom when you're showing the kids things that how their body might want to be molded. It just gives you a prop to use to show the kids that there's many different ways that you can bend those foil figures into the shapes that they want.
It's also probably worth noting about sometimes the kids work it so much that you need to put some glue.
Yeah, that's an important point. So sometimes the kids, they're pushing and pulling so much on these that the foil is no longer soft. It gets kind of hard in the joints. They get loose, so the arms are just kind of loose in here. In that case, it's good to squirt some glue in here from the glue gun, and it tightens up these joints so that they're not floppy and loose. Otherwise, that's everything for foil figures. I hope you have fun with it.